What's up, guys? So today I wanted to, I guess, do an updated video here. My last one, similar to this, was 8 years ago and done on my phone. Not very good, but this journey kind of started off in October 2016. I purchased this silver GT from a wrecker, and it had thrown a rod out the side of the block and was abandoned on the side of the road, and the wrecker picked it up, and I purchased it from the wrecker, so there was no title available for this car, but it had a Roush body kit on it. It had a pretty clean interior and had a lot of good bones to work with, a good trans and a good rear end with 410 already in it. And then I ended up having to buy another car, which is this dark green one here, and that ended up being the clean title car that became the car I have today. When I purchased the silver car, I had a 2003 Auto V6 Mustang, and it was my daily driver. I had originally purchased the GT just with the intent of ripping the Roush body kit off of it, but there was enough of a car just intact that it made sense to build a new motor and build a whole new car instead of ripping the daily driver apart. Which sadly I did sell that car to a friend who very shortly after wrecked it on some snow and ice. But anyway, back to the builds. We had done all the body work to the green shell and got it primered up. We converted my dad's shop into a paint booth temporarily just to do this project, and we had done a full undercoat with subframe connectors as well. Uh, got all that done before we started putting the car back together. We had the silver GT on a tarp just to the left of our newly painted body, and we started to literally just transition everything from one car to the other. I ended up adding the strut tower braces, front and rear. They don't match, but I don't care because one's in the trunk and you don't see it anyway. And then stiffened up the body a bit, started building it back up. Next thing to go in was the rear windshield, the quarter windows, and the interior. We had to clean up the body kit. It had a lot of rough layers of paint on it that needed to come off, and we had to do some plastic welding here and there, refurb that up, and all of the pieces ended up getting painted. And here you can kind of see all the parts laid out with just the orange on them. And then we moved on from the orange to doing all the black accents on all the different panels, and all the accents minus the Mustang lettering on my back bumper are actually all painted on. None of them are decals, including the black here on the hood. And then we even moved the spoiler back. I guess it's what, an inch and a half or so is what people typically do, just to give it a little bit better look. I did use the original 2000 spoiler. And then from there we proceeded to build the engine. It's nothing super special at all. It's stock bottom end, stock Mustang cams. The heads have been port mated, and I'm running F-150 pistons in it. And other than that, it's pretty much just bolt-ons. It's got long tube headers. And then I originally had this chrome cold air intake and the stock throttle body and plenum. Those get changed a little later on. We needed to get it running, so I went a little cheap just to get her on the road. The exhaust is actually one piece, pretty much from the headers back. It goes into an X pipe and then to two Dynamax 8-inch race bullets. And then my dad actually custom fabbed the tips to fit the side skirts, and we ended up painting that entire thing black. Here's kind of an undershot of how they hang. They do hang low, and they scrape my driveway. I have quite steep driveway. And then the car was pretty much assembled, just no emblems or decals or anything on it at this point, and didn't really need a whole lot left. And then later on down the road, I did actually end up buying another 2003 in the same color, Red Fire, but this one was a 5-speed manual. It ended up getting just a few appearance mods and a clutch, nothing special. I think I did an exhaust and unfortunately a trailer with a bobcat pulled out in front of that one. And then here is some pictures of when I went ahead and upgraded the cold air intake to the air raid, and I put the, I believe, SVE 70 millimeter throttle body in plenum. Or no, I believe it's 75 millimeter throttle body in plenum. The car is pretty much just full bolt on, and then the only thing done to the motor is the F-150 pistons, and like I said, the port mated heads. It has a 2800 stall. It has a shift kit. It is a 4-speed auto. I have a B&M ratchet shifter that has not been installed. Maybe one day I'll get around to doing that. It has a 410 rear end, and it's tuned by Able Racing. After the throttle body and plenum were changed out, I had put a fresh temperature sensor on it. It's got a Doucheworks 340 liter per hour fuel pump and 30-pound injectors, which is actually still more than needed. May 29th, 2020, I had taken it to Able Racing, here, a place here in Midwest City in Oklahoma, tuned by a guy named Andre. Nothing else has really been done with the car much since. Just taken to Cars and Coffee here and there, taken to a few car shows, and primarily sat in the garage for the last 8 years. I don't really ever drive this car hard. There's few moments in between where it does get driven hard, but really it was just built to be my personal vehicle and will probably remain a garage queen for the most part. I'd love to get back to working on this car. A few more things I'd love to get squared away with it, but this is just a little bit more in-depth video than the one I posted 8 years ago, and trying to just be short and to the point, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I would love to continue making content on this car, and if that's something any of you would like to see, feel free to like and subscribe, and I suppose I'll see you next time.